Bavin Mystery says, "What are your honest Ballon d'Or rankings? I genuinely believe Benzema deserves the award. His
Oh God,
2021
I love
has
this.
been insane, and the amount of iconic moments he had outdoes both Messi and Lewandowski, in my opinion."
I love this. I'm so happy that somebody asked because I've just been taken aback, sit in the back seat, and look at how the Madrid-based media, and by that I mean not just the fanatics, the hooligan medias, media outlets, but the reputable television and radio stations as well. People again that I hold on at high regard go on this frenzy, this fanfare of Benzema now deserves the Balon d'Or. Why, oh why could that be? Certainly not because of the numbers that he's been putting up when we compare it to somebody else, say, I don't know, Leo Messi, because all the offensive statistics, your goals, your assists, your XGs, your key passes, the Tácticas, your Kiyan stats, Messi overshadows Benzi. When it comes to titles, I would say it's achievements, collective achievements, individually, collectively, Messi is a step ahead. And if we're gonna really compare Benzema, then we gotta. He's certainly on. I'm not saying that he's not having a stellar season. Last season, which what we of course based the Ballon d'Or on, heavily at least, is what was produced last season. So if we look at those stats, it was a good season, but nothing compared to the likes of what we see an other player do, and that's Leo Messi. So, the conversation should be, why shouldn't Leo Messi deserve another Balón d'Oro, as opposed to why does Benzema deserve it? And most of the time, I mean, the question, it's fine to ask the question if then, through your rationale, through following certain criteria that upon which you base previous Ballon d'Or winners, your conclusion is then no. But it seems to be the narrative at the moment is yes, Ballon d'Or to Benzema, to Karim Benzema, because he's been the best player over the last year, and that the answer to that question is just simply no. You just look at the facts, and it's no. I understand the desperate attempt for Madrid's media to put Benzema in the equation, in the conversation, to try to lure another Ballon d'Or away from Leo Messi and over to the Madrid camp. But even when these comparisons were made with Ronaldo, it was a stretch for me. And I'm going to finish with saying this, and I really truly hope that even the people that might not understand Spanish language will make the attempt to go over to this YouTube channel by one of a reference point of mine, and in my opinion, by far the best Barca channel out there. His name is Mr. Seitan. He's somebody the regular listeners know that I quote him quite often, and then I listen to him. He makes excellent videos about this topic, in which he outlines perfectly why something is, something isn't, and in the case why Messi is again deserve Balón d'Or, and why by any stretch of the imagination Karim Benzema isn't, or how in previous occasions the comparison that we discussed on this podcast, and the origin of which kind of came because of one of the videos that I saw from Mr. Seitan, it's more of an astute comparison, that of Cristiano with Luis Suarez, as opposed to comparing him to Leo Messi. In any case, I'm digressing here a little bit, but we can get into the numbers if you want, Kiyan. I have a few numbers here, but let me hear your thoughts.
Well, I think part of this, I guess the challenge of this is a lot of the Benzema hype will be down to his performances this season. He's like him and Lewandowski are pretty much neck and neck this season the way they started. Messi is a little bit farther behind because he hasn't played as much, and he hasn't scored, and he has only scored one goal, I think. Lewandowski and Benzema are clear front runners in terms of the way they started the season. So there may be a little recency bias. Also, Benzema just sunk Spain in the UEFA Nations League final. He also scored against Belgium in the semifinals, both great goals. A lot of clutch factor. He's been carrying Real Madrid's offense that's been broken for quite some time now, especially last season. I think if we're being completely objective, and I'll be really honest, I think I'm okay with Benzema winning this trophy. I'm also okay with Lewandowski or Messi winning this trophy. I think, to me, if I really was really honest about it, I'd probably put Benzema third, or second. Maybe second more than third, but second or third seems about right to me. Number one to me is Lewandowski. I think what he did last season was so incredible. What he's been doing for so long has been so incredible. I feel like there is, whether it's right or wrong, fair or unfair, there is a bit of like a pity vote for him too, because we kind of fucked up canceling the Balon d'Or last year where he deserved to win it. I feel bad for that. He should have won it last year, but Balon d'Or didn't exist. So just to carry that over fairly or unfairly to this season, I think is at least there is some points there to be added to the rationale, the criteria, whatever. Also, he just, he's won trophies. He won big trophies. He scored, I think, almost 50 goals last season. I have to double check that. How many goals did he score last season? Lewandowski scored 48 goals last season. He's already scored 13 goals this season. It's insane. He's just been on a tear. And I think the Messi thing, what tips it in his favor will ultimately be the Copa America. And so that's kind of where I stand on this. I don't think Benzema's, what was like, I'm just trying to look at the wording on this question again, but it was like, he's had the most iconic moments out of like both Messi and Lewandowski. Messi winning the Copa America is an iconic moment, even though he was terrible in the final. But, I guess he cried, and that was an iconic moment. And everyone was like, oh, he cried, and that was, it means so much to him. I don't know why that is all of a sudden factored into this. But I think
he won the Copa America, him winning the Copa America, the first Copa America with his country that has been on a tear, criticizing him and making
how many
ridiculous
opportunities has he had to win this thing?
He's been in finals. He's been in finals. He's been in World Cup finals, and he finally wins. He overcomes the hurdle. It's a big moment. Why he's trying to belittle that moment with such a statement?
Because he was bad in the final. He was carried by Di Maria. He didn't show up,
all people talked about when Portugal won, when Ronaldo didn't even play because he was out in on the sidelines making a fool out of himself by being more of a coach or trying to be more of a coach than the actual coach of Portugal.
I said the same thing,
and everybody was going, Ronaldo, this is his trophy. He didn't even play the final.
I said the same thing then, but I said the same thing about both of them as well. That leading up to the final, Ronaldo was great in the Euros and Messi was great in the Copa America. I think that's just a fair statement. Neither of them, to me, really did anything in the final. Obviously, Ronaldo didn't play and Messi didn't. Was just bad in the final. But leading up to them, they got their teams to the final. They were tremendous in the build up to it. I just feel like we just made this such a huge story, and we gave him extra points because he finally won it. This tournament might as well be played like every single year. They invite teams like from Qatar, Japan. Like, how many times do you want a chance to win this thing over the course of your career? And you finally get it, great. How much would the narrative have changed if he won it like 10 years ago and wouldn't have been able to win it since? I wonder how much we would have looked at that. Anyways, whether it be right or wrong, obviously that tips it in his favor a little bit. Did you see? I don't know if you saw this. I know you don't consume Twitter as much as others, but
so can I hold on? Can I just jump on here? I just need to interject real quick. So Benzema last year scored 30 goals. Okay.
Yeah.
In Liga, Copa, and International. So he played 46 games, scored 30 goals, had 9 assists. So he had a production of, say, 39 goals produced in 46 games. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, let's compare that to... Oh, fuck. Okay, hold up. Messi Benzema, 2021 season in La Liga. 35 games played for Messi, 34 for Benzema. 30 goals Messi, 23 Benzema. Assists, both have 9. Key passes, 2.3 for Messi, 1.1 for Benzema. Dribbles, 4.6 for Messi, 1.1 for Benzema. In all of those registers, all of those statistics, Messi's better. Champions League, 6 matches played for Messi. Benzema played 10 matches in the Champions League. 5 goals for Messi, 6 goals for Benzema. Assists 2-0 in favor of Messi. Key passes 3.8 against 1.8. 4.8 dribbles against 1.2 dribbles. So again, Messi, an average producing more goals clearly per game than Benzema. Now you add to that the Copa America. Now this season, you said right, this season Benzema is on a tear, and of course there would be a great argument for Benzema to win maybe the next Balon D'or if he is able to keep up. Si mantiene este ritmo, right? If he's able to keep up this rhythm, this production, this level of production right now is fantastic. But even, and again, I urge you guys, the listeners, to go over to this video because the comparisons then made even between Memphis Depay currently this season and Benzema overall in all competitions and so all games and goals scored, goal production rate, etc. Is very aligned. It is very aligned. So, and again, that's not taking anything away from what Benzema is doing this season, or necessarily what he's done last season. He's a great player, but the attempt, and again, which to me just seems so desperate. It kind of seems like when they were trying to put Robin into the equation, comparing Robin to Messi. Remember that was the Kiyan of trying to force something that just simply isn't right now. If Benzema keeps this up, next season we talk about it by all means. You know, he's a great player, and I know we have a question later coming up about players that we fear from our opposing teams. Benzema is one of those players, but let's not get carried away. Okay, let's not do this every year. It's a little sad.
So I mean, the numbers are basically why I said I would have Lewandowski first, Benzema 2 or 3, and also just the fact that Lewandowski won the Champions League. That's the biggest prize. His team was the best. He was the best. So to me, it's still Lewandowski. And we owe him one. But there's a couple things. Like, I think with Benzema, there's going to be one factor that no one will care about. No one will even evaluate in the criteria. And that is that from a holistic perspective, he does way more defensive work than the other two. He's constantly pressing. He's constantly like stealing the ball in midfield. He's dropping deep. He's doing so much more than scoring and assisting. No one's going to care about that, but that I personally do value that. The other thing is like Memphis is not even. I really like Memphis, by the way. I think he's awesome, but there's no way he's on Benzema's level this season. He scored 3 goals, and Benzema already has 9 assists. He has like
in La Liga. I'm talking in all competitions, so with the national side included. I closed the tab and I'm too lazy to find it again, but I'm going to look it up as well. So anyway, but so again, so you'll agree that if he continues this way, then yes, we can talk about this next year, October 15th, 2022, who's up for the Balon D'or.
Yeah, well, I mean, what Benzema does now won't even matter for next year, but you know, it's starting January 1st if he, you know.
Oh. Right.
Go
Yeah,
season
of course.
to season.
Yes.
Yeah. But either way, I think that's the top 3.
But we do take into account though what he will do because it'll be the league season, as in, you know what. Well, it will. I mean, because all the goals. Messi was the top goal scorer in La Liga. That counts, the goals that he scored.
But technically speaking, we're only supposed to count what he's done from January. That's what the award is for, right?
Correct.
And I don't really, I haven't looked to see what he's done January and on. But that's why, to me, this award, what usually is the tipping point is what happens in the Champions League knockout phases plus the summer international tournament. Like those are the 2 big ones, I think, that kind of tip the scales.
Yeah. So and again, what I was quoting or what I was referring to was Memphis's last season with Lyon, where he was, you know, voted the best player in the French league. And he had an insane goal production and everything. His numbers then were better than Benzema's last season. That was my point. Sorry.
Okay. Then you factor in Ligue 1, La Liga, and all that stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, okay. We're ready to move to the next question?
Yes.
All right. Jordan Frazao wants to know our classical predictions.